Welcome to Real Talk, where two friends talk all things real estate. Today, we are at the beginning of 2023, and we thought that we would provide you with the current market conditions of where things have been and where we see things going based on the numbers and some of the predictors that we look at.
I am Judy Hayes with Design Realty Group.
I'm Darla Nunley with Design Realty Group.
So the real estate market really does affect everyone, whether you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, invest in real estate, or even business owners in our local community. Everybody wants to know what's going on with real estate. If you're watching the news, CNN, Fox, that's a nationwide report. So always look local. So we really only care what's going on in the Houston and surrounding area because that's where we service. And you guys know everything is bigger and better in Texas, and we are always in a better position. So Darla has pulled some really good stats for us from HAR, our local realtor commission that we have our MLS in. And this is about us, what's local with us.
Right. So what we're seeing with new listings, they've gone down a little bit, which is to be expected because January 1st of the year, people really don't want to put their homes on the market. So there's been a slight decrease there. We expect to see that tick up. Why? Because our active listings are up majorly from last year, of course. So we've got more listings coming open, which means a lot more opportunities for buyers, which is what they've been waiting on, right?
Yes, so if you are a buyer, that market is shifting. We were heavy, so we're really balancing. We needed this balance for a really long time. People are kind of uneasy more about the market in general, not the real estate market, but the inflation and what's going on outside of the real estate market. That does affect us. But we've got more homes on the market simply because it's taking longer for them to sell.
Right.
Gives you a really good opportunity if you are a buyer.
Right. So if you're a seller, we're looking at on average, about 2.7 months of inventory. So we're not seeing those houses go off the market super quick again, which is good news for our buyers. They have time to kind of take a look at some things and think about things. So if you're a seller, keep that in mind when you're putting your home on the market. We're also still seeing an appreciation value in the value. So we're seeing about 5.5% in the Houston area year over year, which means we are still seeing those home prices increase, not near what they were.
I mean, they can only go up so much.
Right,
I mean,
but we are still seeing a rise in home values, which is good news.
So what I have to say about just all of that in general is for your buyers and your sellers, this is what you need to prepare for in 2023, negotiation. Buyers are going to be able to negotiate with you, and one of the biggest things they're negotiating is closing costs. We've hit that on a couple of shows. We won't go into it again, but the ability to buy that rate down, which helps their monthly payment. So sellers, you're going to have to be knowledgeable of what the market is and willing to help your buyers with closing costs. And buyers, that closing cost is going to help you get in that home to get that monthly payment where you need it to be. So Darla is our statistics advisor and researcher.
Right. And I do have a cold, so pardon me. So we look a lot to Freddie Mae and Freddie Mac to see kind of where their predictors are. And what they're seeing is our market is still beginning to kind of normalize even still. So we're seeing more of a balancing act happening between buyers and sellers. We're seeing our interest rates, while they're still at a higher number than we were last year, they're not seeing that dramatic increase like we saw before.
They kept ticking us up, and that's pretty much stopped. But is it going to move around a little bit? Interest rates are a little bit volatile, but please remember we are in a normal interest rate. We don't like it because it's been so slow, but again, our true problem is not the interest rate. Our true problem is inflation, and we're not even going to talk about that. But the interest rates may move a little bit. We don't expect them to keep going up and up and up with the tremendous amounts of increases they were having. I think they're going to stabilize, and it's going to make your buyers more comfortable.
And we have seen some drops here lately.
Yes.
So we were sitting at a high maybe of like 7.5, and now we're seeing we're seeing a lot of our buyers at more like 6.5%.
I think Courtney just said she locked at 5.75
with a buy down.
Yep.
But where the housing trend seems to be going is they're looking at maybe fall of 2023. We're seeing something closer to just under 6. So if you're trying to predict that, we can't, because we were told 2 or 3 months ago that the markets were still going to be going up. We thought we were going to have another interest rate increase recently, and we did not.
Thank goodness.
So trying to predict the market is never a good idea at all. Probably you're seeing that now as you are thinking back going, I should have bought last year. And now, with what's going on now, but we are seeing things kind of normalize, which is really good news.
So the short story is, if you are thinking of buying or selling, speak with a professional. Darla and I are glad to help you, and we can give you the entire story of what's going on and make sure you have a knowledgeable and informed decision about whether you want to wait or not, and then you can make that decision. What we do feel 2023 is going to be really good for is investments.
Right.
So if you are an investor, that's going to be a very good opportunity for you. Or if you're sitting back with some cash in your hand and that stock market's still making you a little bit queasy and uncomfortable, real estate should be an excellent opportunity for you, and we can help with that. The next thing we want to talk about is foreclosures. We kind of got on the rocky, foreclosures. It seems that, it's not going to be as bad as we thought, which is very good because so many people have a lot of equity in their home.
Right. And remember, the news is doomsday. Right?
And we don't watch that.
I mean, I remember seeing just a couple of months ago, it was all over the news. Foreclosures are coming. The housing market's about to crash. Now they're not.
It just hasn't happened. So really focus on what's going on locally. If you are in a position that you're late on your payments or you've got a foreclosure letter, you need to pick up the phone and call. Stop waiting till the last minute. But they are slower because you probably have equity in your home that you don't know about that you won't have to get foreclosed on. So we had an episode on that. Watch on that. We thought the interest rates, we talked about that a little bit. They were at 3.2% in early 2022. We're closer to the 7% right now.
Yep. And I think we're also seeing where the local market is with the pre-pandemic numbers. We're watching what's going on, and we want you to know and be informed. That's the reason that we're doing this with Real Talk Live. Mm-hmm. So as Judy said, if you're looking at getting in the housing market, whether you're looking at investing or whether you're looking at buying or selling, having the realtor now talking to them, and we know what's going on, we're tracking all that. So having us in your corner, we're going to let you know, hey, we see interest rates, they're beginning to drop. It's probably a good time to get in. Hey, houses in your neighborhood that you want to be in are starting to open up. If you want to get in there, we need to take a look at that now. That's the purpose
of job.
That's what we are supposed to do. So taking that off of your plate and helping you not try to time the market or predict what's going on, we can certainly help you do that because we're in it. This is our job. We do this all the time. That's not what you do. You do it for a very short period of time.
Well, we talked about it in our agent meeting today. Just like when the pandemic came around, we were like all freaked out because, they shut the world down. But life continues to go on whether, the inflation rate is high or the interest rate is high or we have a pandemic. People still get married. They still get divorced. Unfortunately, people pass away. We have babies. We relocate for jobs. Your life keeps going. So you're going to have to buy and sell real estate. So when that happens, key number one is finding an experienced real estate agent like we are to answer all your questions. And we are very honest. If we think it's a bad purchase, it's all about the buy. Just because something's listed at one price, that doesn't mean that's what we're going to offer or the ability to purchase or ask them for closing costs. And what's better for you? There are multiple scenarios, multiple lenders, multiple options, multiple ways. We don't just have everything in a box. Okay, you've got to have different options and opportunities throughout you, and knowing you have a real estate agent that's experienced and educated with numerous ways to assist you is what you need.
So let's talk about a few options. What do we have? We have interest rate buy downs. So if you don't like the interest rates that you're seeing, we have interest rate buy downs. We have sellers willing to pay closing costs. We have that going on. We have low down payment or no down payment assistance programs. We've talked about that on our YouTube, on our channels.
For our sellers, we have simple sell programs that get you out fast and convenient. We also have a buy before you sell program that if you don't want to be contingent and you want to house hunt, it's harder for you to you're looking for a unicorn, it's going to be more difficult for you to buy than to sell. There's multiple opportunities out there. You don't know all of those.
If you have a lot of equity in your home, let's say you put a lot of money down, or you've lived in your home a long time, you may want to know what your home value is worth because having a lot of equity in your home is going to play in your favor. If you are getting foreclosure letters, there are options. Don't sit and wait. They're not going to just ignore you. They're going to end up foreclosing on you, but we've got options. Judy ended up helping somebody not too long ago. So we want to be able to help you, but if you don't reach out and you don't ask, you're not going to know what your options are.
not all real estate agents are the same. And with this industry slowing down, we are already seeing
We're already seeing
amount of
a
agents
huge
that
exit.
are exiting from the industry. You're not going to see that at Design Realty Group. The agents here are all full-time. We're in it to win it. This is our 100% career. We are entrepreneurs. We are not just real estate agents here. We are able to help you in any way that you need, form, or fashion in the real estate industry.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about new construction. What are we seeing? Because a lot of people, when they move, if they're downsizing or upsizing, a lot of times we want the fresh, new sparkle.
It's really easy to
that's
sell the
that's
new
going on. And a
construction.
lot of times people will say, well, and I've been seeing it. I've been watching it on, all the social media channels. Yeah, but if you sell it now, you can't buy something like you have. This is very true, but that's always the case. Why? Because
You're
home
not gonna buy-
home prices are always increasing, especially with new construction.
New
You're
construction
getting
is
brand new.
Yeah, new construction is going to be your highest. I have a client right now. We looked at 2 resales. One was about 6 years old. One was 1 year old. So right there, I know, ding, ding, ding. They got a problem on their hand. You don't just sell your house in 1 year. They're going to take a hit. And we've got new construction. So the 6-year-old home was the lowest price. Then we went up to 1 year. That was the middle price. And then new construction, and they were all three, believe this or not, the exact same floor plan.
Wow.
For new construction, you're always going to pay more,
Right.
period. It's brand new, it's shiny and clean, and everything works perfect for it. There's lots of neighborhoods, they are all offering incentives.
Yeah.
Incentives equals money, okay? It is a really good time. No matter what, in new construction, if you're buying an inventory home, the further along that home is to completion, the better deal you're gonna make, period. If it's a build from dirt, a straight build, you're not gonna get near the incentives as you will on an inventory home, okay?
But they are offering closing costs,
Yes,
buy
buy-down
downs.
rates.
They're offering,
Everyone's doing that.
they're offering different things. Judy and I stay up to date on a lot of the new construction that's going on. So if that's something that interests you, a lot of times we are able to get clients into new homes with pretty good deals.
Right. So let's talk about the statistics of what's going on in our area right now. So Kingwood has 89 active listings and 84 sold in the last.
So there's that balance that we're
There's that
talking
balance.
about.
There you go. Perfect. 98% of them were sold within 35 days on the market. Now remember that days on the market means from the day we put it on till the day we close. So that really means an average close date of 30 days. In my book, that means that house was on the market 5 days and then it had a contract on it.
So let's talk
excellent.
about the list price. So the list price, your average was a 4-2 home at 2,500 square feet, built in 1988. We're talking about Kingwood, right? Listed at 351. This is 2,500 square feet. Sold at 344.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Those agents are right on target there. So same kind of statistics in Porter, 271 active homes. What does that tell me? Ding, ding, ding. There are a lot of new construction homes in Porter. Kingwood is built out. There's not any new construction in Kingwood. You've got a ton of new construction in Porter. 271 active, 197 sold. Average 97% sold with 51 days on the market. That's a little bit higher because these new construction folks put those homes on the market before they're completed. Okay,
Right.
So those days
So they
on the
sit a
market,
little bit longer.
they sit longer. Don't even pay attention to that. New Caney, so that's our 213 active, 242 sold. Wow, again, another new construction area that's coming up like crazy. 54 days on the market at 97% of them were sold then between, what is that, 313 to 306?
Yeah, so in New Caney, you're a 4-2 at 2,000 square feet. It's listing at 313. Now, a lot of these are newer homes, so
Right,
built in
mostly.
2016, right?
Yep.
So they're listing at 313 and they're selling at 306.
That's very good.
That's
We're not
still
seeing
that's still a
over-
really good return for a 4-5-year-old house.
Absolutely. So a couple of questions, we'll go through them. Will mortgage rates keep rising? Good news, we feel that the dramatic rise is likely over. They may inch up or creep up. We don't think there's going to be a giant increase. Will home prices fall? I'm going to give you my personal opinion. Inflation is not decreasing. Interest rates are not going to, when I say decrease, they're not going to fall to the 3%. You done missed the boat on that. So the only thing that has to decrease is the sales price of the home. And I do feel you're going to see prices. Do I think they're going to go?
I don't think they're going to
No,
crash.
But I think that
we're
they're
going
going
to start to see them.
there's
come
going to
down a
have to
little
be
bit.
negotiation with our sellers is what there's
Well,
going
I
to have
mean,
to be.
think about it. We're seeing inflation, right? We're seeing inflation with grocery prices. We're
Yes.
seeing inflation with gasoline, with new car sales. And I think the same thing, if you look at it, we've had an inflation of home prices, right? So when we start to see those prices start to come down, as the market itself is starting to stabilize a little bit, you're going to see that inflation drop. It's not going to be a huge dramatic time to go, raid grandma's savings account and start buying up all the
You're just not going to see
properties.
this huge increase like it was the past 2 years.
But
It was insane.
Yeah, but
It
you're
was
going to see
insane.
the inflation is going to start to drop on those as well.
And our other bullet point was, where's the bottom? We are more neutral, which is the bottom we're seeing. We're neutral. We're in a steady market right now. It's not heavy sellers, it's not heavy buyer, but both parties are going to have to be willing to negotiate, period.
Right.
That's how we're going to get deals done in 2023 is everyone working together, the buyer, the buyer's agent, the seller, and the listing agent.
Right.
They're going to have to all work together.
Sellers are going to have to understand that buyers are going to come in wanting closing costs paid for. We're back to a normal market pre-pandemic where they're going to want things fixed. They're going to want their closing costs paid for. But buyers also have to understand that sellers are not looking to give their houses away. They're not desperate. A lot of them have equity in their home. They're not going to be giving away the bandbox just so they can get out of it, right?
So key number one to our sellers, I'm going to give you this little tidbit right now. You cannot list your house $1 above market value, period. We can't try to get it here and see if we can get it. No. When you come in with a hard market analysis, you need to list your home at market value, period. And yes, when you list at market value, you can expect buyers will still then ask for closing costs. You can't list above market value in our market right now. That's it. So our takeaway from this right now is trust the market, hire a real estate agent that you know and trust in the area. Ask questions, research, look at our websites, look at our YouTube channels, look at our Facebook channels. Know that we are experienced real estate agents and we are on your side of the negotiation table looking out for your best interest.
And I think the good thing to do is to make a plan. It's 2023, it's the beginning of the year. We all have goals. We're all setting them right now. And I think for you and your family, you need to make a plan. When are you looking at moving? What is your goal for the year? Do you want to be a homeowner? I know that renters are seeing the prices increase
It's painful.
massively, right? The one thing that owning a home does, it keeps you stable. You're not going to see those massive increases in rent. You're going to see the security of being able to know month to month where you are. You're not going to have to worry about whether or not a landlord is going to come fix a broken pipe or not.
And you actually own something. It's your biggest investment. It's
And
your retirement
you're
plan.
growing equity. A lot of times investing in a home is the largest asset that you're probably ever going to own.
That's pretty much everybody.
And we've been telling y'all that home price values are increasing every year. On average, you're going to see a home value increase anywhere between 5 and 10% given the market. The stock market's not even turning that over right now. So investing in a home, it may be painful in the beginning. You may not like the interest rate, but make a plan for what you can afford, what you want. You may not see it on the market now, but we're seeing the active listings increase and they're coming. So get with a realtor, figure out what you want to do, let them in on what your plan is, and let's put a plan in place.
So I like what she just said. So your 2023 resolution or your goal, if it's to buy or sell a house, call us. Let's put a plan in place. You might not be ready until March or July or November.
Right.
That's okay.
But we can help
Sometimes
you get there.
It takes a minute to get there. So if you're a seller, let's get that house prepared. You don't have to do, if we say that, we need some updates done and you're able to do that, let's give it a couple of months. We're not high pressure, like put your house on the market today. I want your house on the market when it's going to be the best for you, the best time for you. It's going to put the best equity in. Same thing with the buyer. You may not be ready today, but let's talk. Let's get a plan and get prepared for when you are ready later on in the year, because if you've got to increase your credit score, that might take a few months, okay? So just reach out, ask us some questions, and let's get a goal set for you of buying a home in 2023.
Right, and with that being said, I think what we're going to do next week, we've talked about this before, it's on our channel, you'll be able to find it, but I think we need to do a refresher, Judy, on the 3 Ps that we do of selling at Design Realty Group. Because if you're looking at selling a home and you want to get it on the market, you're not ready now, I don't know what to do, come back, listen to us next week. We're going to talk about the 3 Ps of selling: pricing, presentation, and promotion. And we can help you get there by making that plan and getting it in place, and
It's
where to be
never
when.
too early to have this
it's
conversation. I can count on one hand how many times I go and meet with the seller and we sign at that table right that minute and we list it tomorrow. You're not
doesn't
ready.
happen very often.
Okay,
Right.
you're not ready. I'm not ready. I got to get a team in place to get staging and photography and all that kind. People need the initial information so they can have a knowledge, so they can make an informed decision about the biggest asset that they have.
Right.
So listing of the week. Ooh, I've got a good one. I'm excited. 38 Blue Creek. It is a townhome in the heart of the Woodlands in Sterling Ridge. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. We are going to be listed at $275,000. It is getting a complete remodel, head to toe, paint, floors, new kitchens, new appliances, new countertops, new backsplash.
Wow.
It's wonderful.
Wow.
Walking distance to the elementary and the junior high school. We just said there's not many multiple offers, but I'm gonna do some cheerleading on this one. I'm hoping we get some multiple offers on this one. It's a very desirable area. It's a
And
very
under
good price point.
300,000, that's
It's
really good.
under 300. Again, it is a townhome, but it's a really good one. So if you've got any interest in that, give me a call and let me know. Again, thank you for joining us on Real Talk. You can find us on our social media. Darla, where are we at?
We are on we're on YouTube under Real Talk Live. It also feeds to both of our websites, which our websites both have a lot of information on a lot of different things, the 3 Ps, buying and selling.
Instagram and Facebook, the
That's
Hayes
right.
team. So you guys have a wonderful new year. Stay tuned to our channel. Every week we're going to have new topics. If
Yep.
there's any topic you're interested in
Right.
hearing specifically, put it in the comments and we will do a show on that.
Be sure to like and follow, leave a comment, and we'll get back with you.
Thanks. Y'all have a happy new year.